food things.
It's not like these are my fancy dress slippers.
Okay.
Come on. I dressed up today. Good morning, Todd and Erin.
Hi.
Morning stream here on GetPartDaily.com.
Welcome to Friday, finally, Friday. So
3-day weekend for most people, not us, but for most people it is.
Right. So what we want you to do is take a look at the morning mountain cam.
Brought to you by Brio Technologies.
Right.
Brio Technologies, of course, are experts in lighting, sound, and video. They can sell it to you, they can rent it to you, they can fix it up and make you look really cool and high-tech, and you don't even have to do anything.
See, that's how they do it. They're awesome.
All right, this first one is so random. Okay, we've got stories today about the French actresses not really getting the whole Me Too movement. They attacked LDS Living for a modest dress article, which seems a little strange. And Utah drivers, we should be proud. We have a new award.
And IKEA wants you to pee.
On
Pee.
their...
No.
Okay.
Don't. What are you going to give it
Oh,
away?
am I going to ruin the surprise?
Right?
What am I thinking?
You're a crazy girl. All right, so let's start off with...
This is the weirdest workplace fight ever.
Co-workers.
I mean, seriously, far into...
The co-workers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen this, if you've got a crazy place that you work and stuff, you've probably seen...
You should see it here.
You probably see two co-workers kind of, bumping chests.
You can see it here all the time.
All right, so anyway, the same thing happened at this job. And it was a guy and a girl this time, and so it was like, whoa, and someone shoved someone, right? And so the best thing to do is to de-escalate, is to leave that space, leave that room.
I heard the coworker slapped her, though.
Yeah.
Which is pretty serious.
So she goes out, and then he goes out, and then next thing you know, no one's flying the jet.
What?
Show him the cockpit. It's empty.
Are you kidding me?
So they're flying along.
They both left the cockpit of the
several
plane?
times.
Don't you traditionally need to be in the cockpit to fly a jet?
I'm sure it was on auto of some sort, but there's a reason why you have people behind the yoke of a jet. Oh, there are passengers on board, too.
I'm sure they love that.
324 frightened people. I always get a little worried, if you're on a long flight and stuff, and all of a sudden you see the cockpit door open, right? And then someone... And they come out, you're like, hey, what are you doing? And then they go into the bathroom, and you're like, okay, co-pilot's got the plane.
Yeah, but if they're storming in and out and they're yelling at each other and there's gesticulation and waving of hands, that would not comfort me as a passenger, I'm going to be honest with you.
What if they both came out and the door locked behind them?
I'm sure they have a key.
Do they? Or do they?
I don't think you could make this story more awful, so really don't
climb
worry.
outside the plane, scooch your way up with suction cups, and maybe one of the windows on the side cracks open. You got
Get a little fresh air, yeah. That is the weirdest thing ever.
So the co-pilot was fired.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Took away her license.
His license.
Oh, the co-pilot was a he?
No, the co-pilot who slapped the main pilot was a male, and then she was, yeah.
Well, the pilot's under investigation.
Well, yeah, and I'm sorry that he slapped you, but you're still the chief pilot. You're not supposed to leave the cockpit. Kick him out. That is the weirdest.
Isn't it?
Imagine sitting there, though, and watching them both come out and start, yelling and screaming at each other. You're like,
hey! Hello!
We're here! Please!
Hello!
Okay, well, we're speaking
Are we still going to France?
While we're speaking of weird things in France, and a nice crossover, I might add.
You're welcome.
Catherine Deneuve. Now, if you don't remember her, we'll show you a picture. Beautiful. She, just a wild sex pot French actress, and she did.
What do you mean when you say sex pot?
No, she was just incredibly sexy and hot. She did it in the 60s and 70s, where
she was still is. Look at her.
Oh, she's still beautiful, but I meant she did all kind of the very sexy roles.
Sexy
she was
ones. Okay.
The insanely hot.
She's a bombshell.
Yeah, she's an insanely hot French woman. I mean, it's that simple.
All right.
But it's interesting. She joined a group of other actresses. For a letter to one of their main magazines that basically said the Me Too movement has gone too far.
What's that mean?
Well, it's interesting. They basically said that women and men have used social media as a forum to describe sexual misconduct, and that it's gone too far by publicly prosecuting private experiences and thus creating a totalitarian climate. They say, and I quote, "Rape is a crime, but insistent or clumsy flirting is not a crime." If that were the case, then we'd all be in jail. Clumsy flirting.
That's because we're married.
Nor is gallantry a chauvinist aggression.
Okay.
None of the stories I've heard so far included gallantry. Gallantry I picture as like holding somebody's door open or helping them if they've got packages and.
Right.
But anyway, as a result of the Weinstein affair, Harvey Weinstein, the guy who kicked all of this off by being horrible,
For centuries.
There's been a legitimate
Decades.
realization of sexual violence that women experience, particularly in the workplace where some men abuse their power. It was necessary, but now this liberation of speech has been turned on its head.
Right.
They contend that the Me Too movement has led to a campaign of public accusations that placed undeserving people in the same category as sex offenders without giving themselves a chance to, protect themselves. Men prevented from practicing their profession as punishment, forced to resign when the only thing they did wrong was touching a knee or trying to steal a kiss or speaking about intimate things
I have a question.
to women at work dinner or sending messages with sexual connotations to a woman whose feelings were not mutual.
I have a question.
Yes.
If that is the case, why do people not fight it and just go away?
And
Why did Weinstein just go away? Why did Kevin Spacey just leave? Did
the
he
guy
stand
who,
up? Did he stand up and say, I didn't do it?
J.J. Abrams, who had the $30 million Disney deal. The point is this. No studio is going to dump a $30 million deal. No company is going to dump a $5 million CEO.
Without-
No one's going to. Money rules everything. So no, they're not going to dump them unless there is evidence so clear and so obvious. They
Right.
have them dead to rights and they know it.
Right.
And their only choice is to fire them to make sure that it doesn't tank the company. Nobody just arbitrarily fires somebody like, well, so one person said you touched your knee. And it's kind of offensive to me they said it like that, like they touched if they touched your knee or tried to steal a kiss.
Well,
Guess what? You're really not supposed to be trying to steal kisses in the break room. You're not. But
And I'd like to see what their attitude is when this happens to their daughters.
yeah, it's interesting because I think every one of us has a point where we go, okay, has it gone too far, and
Right.
is there a culture of victimization, and
Right.
and what should be considered something that's worth being publicly vilified because it's a big deal,
Right.
but
And is it something that's been going on for a long time?
and there's a couple. I mean, there was a woman, a porn actress, who said that President Trump hugged her, she didn't want it, and it was sexual assault. Well. That for me is,
You can't, but you can.
I guess.
You can't. You got it. Same for everybody.
But I'm also disappointed about them, the fact that they're saying that they make it sound so harmless, like trying to steal a kiss or speaking of sexual things at a work
Right.
dinner. No, I don't want to hear about some creepy guy's sex life at my work dinner. I really don't.
I mean, there's times where I've gone up to Erin, she's been at her computer, and I go to bite her neck and she sticks me with a pen. It just happens. Suddenly, I'm the bad guy.
It's really hard to talk about sexual harassment with you. You know that, right?
We're a mess at the workplace.
Pretty much, yeah.
Every time, the bad videos they make you watch every year where you have to go in.
No.
And it talks about sexual harassment and stuff like that. One of the things we like to do is make out the entire time.
Because they're not doing that good a job in acting, because it's always
They're
usually
horrible.
It's always usually like a company filmed video. So we were just
Right.
trying to help make it look more. Never mind. Okay, moving on. This one I thought was really interesting and kind of, to be honest, mean. I have not seen this, but I read
I
the
need
article.
some more water. I'll be right back.
Okay, I read this article after I heard the complaints, and it's from LDS Living, and it was titled "Modest Dresses from the 2018 Golden Globes," and we have some of those pictures, and they were criticized for it. Religion News Service posted a really nasty commentary about LDS Living because basically the LDS Living article was like, look, there's some really nice modest dresses and the women looked really pretty, and we just want to salute them and say that looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
So what they got in return from the national press was this year's Golden Globes saw an uncommon number of celebrities sporting modest dresses. Last night, women wore black dresses in solidarity with Time's Up, which is a movement protesting sexual harassment. While we understand modesty encompasses so much more than merely what you wear, we wanted to compile a list of some of the more stunning, modest dresses on the red
Right.
carpet to provide inspiration and demonstrate that style does not have to jeopardize modesty to be fashionable. Now, to me, this is all appropriate. They explained why it was happening. They paid due attention to the Me Too movement and
Right.
basically qualified it just by saying we thought they were pretty. So basically what they got back from a bunch of critics is,
Too much water.
so Mormons respond by dishing out more of the same, objectifying and judging women's bodies and perpetuating the lie that women exist for the purposes of ornamentation.
I don't get that.
I didn't see any of that in their article. And they got nailed
Right.
repeatedly on Twitter for it, like what they had written was the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Did that sound offensive to
I
you?
think it's funny that you should mention this.
It was kind of a night, yeah.
Because I'm kind of a fashion plate. I like to keep up with the times. I like to watch the red carpet. Hey, what are you wearing? And especially this year. Especially this year because of the Me Too movement and because of that stuff. And what I noticed off the bat is everyone was more conservative. Everyone thought about that, and they thought about what the movement was about, and I think they wanted to make a statement that way. And there were some still va-va-vooms out there, and dressing, but I think overall, what I saw was, and there were people not LDS, and I remember some of them even had high necks.
Salma Hayek, who's like the most
Exactly.
insanely beautiful woman in the world, is wearing this. But no, but I think they all wanted to look strong. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was much, not
So,
covering or hiding, but I think women wanted to look strong,
I don't know
and
why
that's
they
what they
pulled
did.
the whole church thing into it.
But that's really rude
you
by
know.
saying that, and I don't see how that objectified or judged women's bodies and how they exist for ornament, especially since the article gave due diligence to the fact that this is why they're dressed this way. This is what's going on.
Right.
Anyway, so you don't. All right, yeah.
I don't
Susan,
get it.
Susan says, I don't get that either. I thought that it was a completely harmless and benign article that simply wanted to show some attractive fashion.
On the Facebook.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, if you're following on Facebook this morning, good morning. We're so glad you're here. All right, cool. Then I'm not completely off my rocker because I thought it was a
We're-
little strange.
We're not driving home
Why is that?
because I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Oh, come on.
Last year, the state of Utah was awarded the distinction. You always like it. We're in the top 10, right?
We always show up at the top and we're like,
it's
that's
awesome. We're number 1 last year.
cool. Number one.
Worst drivers in the country.
This was based on speeding, tailgating, road rage,
Accidents.
blocking the passing
Acc-
lane, and
well,
accidents.
This one is
in
actually
motion.
just on citations and speeding tickets and accidents.
No, it also included road
Okay.
rage and a couple of other things. But
All right.
anyway, yeah, go on.
We
So
are
what-
no longer number 1.
We've improved.
Have we? Have we?
Right.
We went to number 3
Oh.
behind California and Minnesota.
Minnesota? I can picture a lot of sliding on the ice, but
Yeah.
they're
but-
such nice people in Minnesota. They're so laid back.
Well, they're trying to get away from each other, evidently. Yeah, the this is about Utah. 13th worst in accidents, 11th worst in speeding tickets, and 7th worst in citations.
That's disappointing.
Don't touch those; they're not done
It's
yet.
not. It was.
See,
No, it
you're
was
just
bubble-
like Zoe. Impatience. Look, is it done? No. All right, back to the story. That's that. We need some information,
All
and
right,
don't touch the spatula again.
Let's go to Daisy. She's in the
yes.
Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Always Black Friday, new store up in Ogden, 30 to 75% off every day, by the Denali Performance Clinic. This is a medical center that can help you get rid of your migraines and your joint pain without opioids. And also All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air with a winter special to make sure that your furnace is working efficiently at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Good morning, everyone. Here's what's making news Friday, January 12th on GephartDaily.com. A 37-year-old woman is dead after being hit by a Granite District school bus near 5400 South and 5200 West in Kearns Thursday morning. The accident happened while the woman was crossing the street about 7 a.m. The victim has been identified as Becky Bell, who lived nearby. The exact nature of the incident is under investigation. Initial reports indicate 2 children were riding on the bus at the time of the accident but were uninjured. Funeral services for Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints President Thomas S. Monson will take place today following a public viewing Thursday. The funeral is open to the public ages 8 or older. No tickets are required to attend the services in the conference center, which begin at noon. President Monson died January 2nd. Those who plan to attend the funeral should be in their seats no later than 11:30 a.m. and doors will open at 10:30. Seating is open and available on a first-come, first-served basis, with overflow seating in the Tabernacle and Assembly Hall on Temple Square and in the Conference Center Theater. The noon service will be broadcast live on the LDS.org and MormonNewsroom.org websites, as well as KSL, KUTV, and a number of other outlets. And a $5,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the recovery of a Jeep Cherokee Sport belonging to 2 teens who went missing after leaving Tooele to drive to Eureka on December 30th. Authorities say Braylon Otteson, 17, who goes by Breezy, and Riley Powell, 18, left Tooele after visiting family and were planning to stop in Spanish Fork, then drive back to Eureka, where they live with Powell's grandmother. Family members said when they last spoke to the couple, they said they were just outside of Spanish Fork. The two were reported missing to the Juab and Tooele County Sheriff's offices January 2nd after they didn't make it to Spanish Fork. The family is now offering a $5,000 reward for information provided that results in the recovery of a dark blue 1999 Jeep Cherokee Sport the two were traveling in, which has license plate number 674VWV. Anyone with information about this case is asked to call the Juab County or Tooele County Sheriff's Office. Time now for your Wasatch Front forecast, brought to you by our lovely and talented sponsors at Bria Technologies, Utah's top audiovisual specialists. It's going to be an uncommonly warm week for January, with temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Lows hang in the mid to upper 20s, with tonight's only dipping to a balmy 33 degrees. And there is not a flake of snow in the forecast for next week. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to gebhardtdaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Todd and Erin
Thanks,
morning stream.
Daisy. I want to tell you about All Utah Plumbing. They have a furnace deal going on. You can replace your furnace and your AC unit, and you will save $2,000 in the package. Plus, they're going to put an air scrubber in for you. No cost. Guess what now? You have $3,200 in savings. Guess what? That means you get your furnace for free. For more information, just go to allutahplumbing.com.
All right, tell me something good. It's brought to you by Always Black Friday. They've got 30 to 75% off every day. 12th Street up in Ogden. They're just brand new. Tell me something good. This is amazing. And the fact that she had this on film kills me.
Nan Hauser, 63-year-old.
Really?
Has been a research person for whales. This one is a humpback whale. She's been doing this for like 30 years. She was in the water. There was a humpback. She's on snorkel only, not tanks. And she's swimming around when all of a sudden the humpback goes into a different behavior. Watch this. Now remember, she is on a snorkel, which means if she gets pushed under...
to touch him. Oh my God.
But she's not... This is a funny thing. The whale is circling her.
That's pretty shallow.
The whale is coming up and nudging her. She got some damage. I mean, she got some bruises and stuff from it.
It would be worth it.
And
it
so
would be worth it.
Anyway, the behavior of the whale, the whale actually pushed her to the surface once. And what you don't see in this is a 14-foot tiger shark that was seen from the boat circling both of them.
Oh my
and if
God.
you notice, the whale actually tucks her under one of his fins.
I can't believe
Hiding
that.
her and protecting her, which they've known to do with seals from time to time, where the killer whales come around.
That's incredible.
And so she is so lucky that he let her come up. But it's something. It just showed.
You could see that from the shot that
Right.
he kind of pushed her up.
It kind of shows the whole thing about people saying that whales have a certain generosity and a certain caring and empathy.
A certain intelligence. It's amazing to see. No, I used to narrate on the whale watching boats when I lived in Virginia Beach, and you see how beautiful they are. You
She
see
got scrapped by the bumps right there.
it doesn't matter. It's worth it. It would be so worth it. It would be worth every second. Look at that.
She's 63. She's diving freestyle.
That would be the event of a lifetime for me. I mean,
It
look
really
at that.
would.
That's the most incredible
Anyway, so
thing.
the tiger gets, look at the tail, it's got a big scratch.
Tiger shark
mark on
didn't
it.
get any lunch.
No, it didn't get any lunch.
She got the swim of a lifetime.
Right. And it's still behind her.
Wow, that's
It's
incredible.
watching her get to the shore, or the boat. There you go.
You might want to move faster, honey. That's amazing. Look at
Look,
her
it's
face.
still right there.
Oh, look at her.
Isn't that amazing? Thank you. That's
And
actually,
you can
she
hear
actually
her
looks
shouting.
yells.
You can hear her shouting. I love you. Thank you so much. I love you. I would totally be doing the same thing. That's
15 foot-
incredible.
15-foot tiger shark chasing her down. Isn't that fun?
That's incredible.
Gosh, hey, what'd you do this afternoon? I got saved by a whale.
Yeah, there's this 15-foot
They're
tiger
not-
shark,
I want
bigger
sh-
than the boat.
I bought a banana.
Well, yeah, even Jaws. Jaws in the movies was smaller than 15 feet.
Oh my God.
That's
really big.
the most incredible thing ever. That would be the moment of my entire life.
Utah's
so
group
jealous.
got honored.
This is amazing. I mean, I think we all know more or less now that sex trafficking is a huge issue. I mean, the fact that they've busted places here in Utah. There were 5 separate busts in 1 week with women and children that were taken from other countries for the purpose of prostitution. And it's unimaginable to me. And we've spoken to Attorney General Sean Reyes before, who's been involved in a lot of busts, and he was involved in a huge South American bust that was incredible. But he's pushed really hard to have everybody realize this is modern-day slavery.
And it's happening
And
now.
he says human trafficking is the fastest-growing criminal enterprise in the world, and it's the second most lucrative, just behind drugs.
It's crazy.
He called it a horrible, evil institution. He was standing in front of a crowd at the state capitol reading a proclamation from Governor Gary Herbert
Right.
that declared that January was Slavery and Human Traffic Prevention Month here in the state of Utah.
Right.
And it also honored a lot of the local groups that have been involved in fighting against the trafficking. And it's really amazing, too. There's a couple, like the Refugees and Immigrant Center are really powerful. Operation Underground Railroad was one of my favorites. This group actually goes out and they actually are involved in the bus. They go in and they rescue.
Tubman.
Yeah, Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman.
They
yeah.
actually swoop in and they rescue these women and these children who have been kidnapped before.
And then they should.
And another one that's beautiful is Sheroes United, and I absolutely love this one. This is one of our friends, Celeste, who created this because she wanted to teach these women how to heal and step out of victimhood and help them reclaim themselves.
Move on, yeah.
To develop careers and develop a life and regain themselves so that they can go on and they can provide for their kids. But
Right.
I just think that's amazing. I mean, the whole thing is incredible.
So people are noticing all the work we're doing.
Another one that really made me moved, Backyard Broadcast. You haven't heard about this. It's a group founded by Utah high school students, and it's aimed at educating their peers, teenagers their age, about human trafficking, what it looks like, what the signs are,
Right.
what predators look like, and it created an environment of intolerance towards child sex trafficking. And they love the
Interesting,
fact that the
'cause you-
teenagers are the ones doing that.
Right, and the teenagers would they're around other teenagers.
Exactly.
And they have more access to them.
And if there's danger signs or they're seeing something.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's good.
So this makes me feel so good about us, our state, and who we are. I mean, really good. Okay, speaking of feeling good and eating extremely well, we want to send you down to a Carnivore's Delight, which is basically Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. Enter to win dinner for 4 very simply just by commenting on the show today. You can do that on the Gephardt Daily Facebook page, Gephardt Approved, or here on the Todd and Erin Facebook page. Hi, yes, I love you too. Thank you, Wendy. And this week's winner is Fara. Harper, congratulations, Fara. We're so
Nice
happy
job,
for you.
Fara.
You'll be taking 3 friends and sending us taunting photographs very soon, we're sure.
Coming up next.
Yeah.
Coming up next. Scientific breakthrough on something really gross. It's next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by UtahCreditApproval.com. Bad things happen to good people, but you can get your credit back on track and get a reliable automobile by giving them a call. 801-404-7201. And also by Columbus Travel with spectacular deals on cruises and all-inclusive vacations. Go to ColumbusVacations.com. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, where they have a winter special that they can check out your furnace and make sure that it's operating efficiently, saving you hundreds of dollars in energy bills. Just go to AllUtahPlumbing.com. Did you know that you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com any time of the day or night?
At Always Black Friday, we love a good deal. We buy new and used products at a discount so we can pass on the savings to you. And we're Gephardt approved. From electronics to clothing to appliances. If you want it, we have it at discount prices. Visit our eBay store or come to our warehouse at 865 West 12th Street in Ogden. Always Black Friday, where you can find Black Friday deals all year round.
Happy Black Friday! Good morning and welcome back. There is the broken down Blazer Cam. It still is up for sale. $69 so far is the highest bid. We're just gonna wait till it gets up there a little higher.
Richard brought me this story, and his lips were compressed tight with emotion, and he said, "This will be the most important story you do all year."
Because he is a science guy, you know.
Yeah,
that?
he's all about the science.
Is a science guy. What do you got?
There's an indigestible pill that will help you
What is
track
that?
farts development in real time on your phone.
On your phone.
It's the first human trials.
Are those them?
Yeah, you swallow them. And they basically are they're hoping to break ground with this research. They're Australian.
For what?
They developed this electronic capsule that monitors the gas levels in the human gut.
Okay.
When it's paired with a pocket-sized receiver and a mobile phone app, the pill will report tailwind conditions in real time.
Tailwind conditions.
Gotcha.
Does an alarm go off?
As it passes from the stomach to the colon. Now, the goal here is they want to see if they can clear the air of the inner workings of our intricate innards.
Clear the air.
And all the microbes. And one of the things they wanted to do with this,
Right.
this tracking maneuver is they want to see specifically which foods or which combination of things are starting to create
Well, I think everyone knows,
the gas.
right?
And he's,
have some cabbage. Go for it.
and the ecstatic scientist said, "Our pilot trial illustrates the significant potential role for electronic-based gas-sensing capsules in understanding functional aspects of the intestine and its microbiota in health and responses to dietary changes."
You know who's the happiest
Human
in
trials.
this? You know who's the happy about this? The dogs. They're not getting blamed anymore. Whoops. Seriously. They're like, finally, it's not my fault.
Okay, I think every time any of us hear stories about the economy, we're all like, because, the Great Recession pretty much killed all of us. And so every time you hear anything, everyone sort of freezes like, what, where's this going?
Right.
But there is kind of a warning that they are pushing credit card debt. Now, credit card debt is a key economic indicator.
Yes, it is.
For economic health in the country.
I knew that.
It hit a disturbing record of $1.02 trillion this month. That's a record number. Now this...
Wait. So it's gone up dramatically
Insanely,
then. Because
yeah.
it went down after 2008, didn't it?
Yeah,
People trying to pay him off and
Precisely.
live more.
Yeah, it increased by $11.2 billion. Now, traditionally, this also shows more consumer confidence, which is nice, but it's also a warning sign for trouble down the road.
Well, yeah, it's called debt.
The all-time credit card debt high doesn't pose a risk to the economy as badly as it did in 2008, which is the last time that we saw this kind of a peak. Because
Right.
that's when there was the whole collapse of everything. But they say that it's an early warning sign, and they're really pushing, please consider paying down your debt now.
Too late.
No, because they're saying that because people are doing higher wages now, and the economy has recovered, that this is a good time to go, okay, maybe I can portion it out and get rid of some of the debt. But they're saying it is enough of a warning sign that they're just trying to ask everybody, just think about that. So it's...
Too late.
You suck.
All right, so I want to tell you about. Oh, you have a question for me. First of all, we should mention that they are still looking at the cost increases at the national parks, especially during rush times, during the really heavy usage time, because they're trying to slow it down because there's so many people going, and stuff like that. And Utah, we have what is it? Is it 5 nationals and 7
States, I think so.
parks? Best and most in the country. And so our people, we got a lot of people going there, and they're constantly upgrading things, and they need money to upgrade the bathrooms and stuff like that.
And someone actually stepped forward, an incredibly huge, gigantic, monolithic company stepped forward and to Yosemite and offered them a rather substantial sum of money to help them, reclaim some of the damage, put in new things for visitors.
Who was that?
And they only wanted one tiny thing.
What is it?
It's Starbucks, and they want to put a store there in Yosemite.
Like
pristine, untouched
among other stores,
land.
or no?
No, they just want to plop a big old Starbucks in the middle of Yosemite.
Probably in the visitors area.
No, in the middle of Yosemite.
I can't see them in the middle.
Well, not the exact middle,
Right.
but like they wanted to put something that was close to some of the most popular trails.
Grizzly bear? Grizzly bear? Mocha with whip. Grizzly? Where are you? Got your coffee? I don't like that.
Unfortunately, here's the problem.
It's going to happen?
Yeah. They signed this huge change.org petition to keep Starbucks out of the park.
Right.
Over 150,000 people. And you know where this actually came from?
No.
An observer noticed a job listing for a Starbucks general manager and that it was listed in the Yosemite. It was enlisted in the Yosemite Park, and they went, wait a minute, why would you need a star? And that's how they caught it, because Yosemite's been very careful about not releasing any of this information, probably until they
Right.
could build it and plop it out and go, there you go.
You know what?
But their hospitality marketing manager at Yosemite says, no, you've got it all wrong. We're just trying to enhance the visitor experience.
You know what they need? Like at the Grand Canyon, a chunky cheese. Right? Chunky cheese.
No, that's horrible.
Maybe Yellowstone next to Old Faithful. You get, Panda
Hot
Express.
dog on its
Panda Express.
Churro cart.
Churro cart. Bounce houses. Kids love those.
Face painting.
In Yosemite. At least make it a Dunkin' Donuts. Make it a common person's thing, not a $5, $7 cup of coffee. That's all I'm saying. Nothing against them.
That pepper bacon is a little much.
Well, that's because you're holding it like this. What? You don't hold bacon like this.
How does that make me cough from how I held the bacon?
I don't know.
Tell them about IKEA,
Oh.
because this is the best marketing thing I have ever heard. And for people who are troubled by this,
Let me
I
tell-
tell
oh.
you are wrong.
Oh, it's an amazing story. So IKEA has an ad, and it's featured in this huge female magazine,
European magazine.
in Europe, and it is the coolest thing. So anyway, they wanted to make an ad that was special, so they had a page ad, and they did some scientific stuff to the page, and they worked with a company, and they said, "Can we do this? How could you make this paper sensitive in some fashion? Maybe to indicate something, find something, right?" And they went, "Well, yeah," and they worked on it for a while. So if you buy this magazine in Europe and you open it up, and when you see the IKEA page,
It's got a darling baby crib. Really cute layout set.
tear out the page, go someplace appropriate, and you pee on it. And there it is.
And if it turns blue,
If it turns blue, you're having a baby, and you get a discount on that crib.
I'm sorry, that is the complete package. That is everything wrapped up. I'm sorry, people are like, that's so disgusting. But are you kidding? That's freaking genius.
That's funny.
That's freaking genius. You know you're pregnant, and you got a discount on your crib. What more could you possibly ask?
I'm just glad they don't have a page for guys.
What, like seeing if nothing's swimming? What would that be determining? I'm just curious.
Your aunt watches the show. Say hi to her and apologize.
Hi, Aunt Barbara. I
Yeah.
love you so much.
And?
Sorry.
Okay. Now you're back in the will.
No,
Is there
that
a
was
will?
never going to
Is there
No,
a will?
are you kidding
Okay, I
me?
was just checking.
Please.
Okay.
All right, coming up next, Hollywood Connection. This is interesting. Serena Williams just had a baby, who's adorable, by the way, but she's finding new motherhood a lot more intense than she planned on. We'll tell you
Really?
about it.
Okay.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor, Mortgages Made Simple. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, you'll find out that you can get a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600. Fink and McGregor, also by the Vein Clinic. If you go to theveinclinic.com, you can schedule an appointment and find out some amazing options for pain-free removal of varicose veins and spider veins. Your legs can look great again with the Vein Clinic. And also by Black Diamond Experts. They're experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. They also have a brand new store up in Ogden now. If you'd like to reach them, you can go to blackdiamondexperts.com.
Did you know you can buy a house with a 600 credit score?
Really?
We have lenders, we have programs, stuff that's come up in the last couple of years. 600.
Wouldn't you have to have like 50% down or something, though?
Nope. 3.5%.
Where would you start the process on this?
Well, Fink and McGregor has a website, 4minutemortgage.com. Just go there, fill it out, up and running.
How long until you get back to us?
1 business day. Whole thing takes about a month, start to finish.
Where do you get the down, though, if you're broke?
It can be a gift from family, relative, significant other, even your work.
Gift, huh?
Yeah.
You know what that makes me wish?
What?
Makes me wish I had friends with money.
Welcome back to the Todd and Erin Morning Stream. It's time for the Hollywood Connection, brought to you, of course, by Connect Heating and Air. By the way, if you go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com, you can schedule a visit with them. They have a whole new thing they do for commercial buildings now where they will put you on like a maintenance list that they'll take care of and they'll just maintain everything so you don't have to worry about it.
Nice.
Cool, huh?
Hey, guys, Mike and Richard, do you guys want bacon?
Save some of the sausage for me, would you?
Yeah, come and get it. Come on.
You guys have like literally 40 cameras in here. You guys don't have a bacon cam?
You don't even have to be here.
There has to be a bacon cam here somewhere, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll do the bacon cam. Hang on. One second.
But wait.
Are we using this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't drop it.
Hang on.
It looks so crispy and delightful.
It's getting cold.
Hang on. Bacon cam, bacon.
I can't take Mike's anxiety. Please give him the bacon.
Go.
Flip your eggs.
Go. Oh, tell Richard I've had it because I'm ruining them the way he eats them, which is over. Sonny's gross. Okay,
All right,
back
moving back to Hollywood Connection.
All right, what do we got?
Serena Williams, this is cute. Her daughter is named Alexis Olympia,
Oh, cool.
and they're going to be on the cover of Vogue, which is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's such a pretty picture. And she said, parenthood can get me really down. And it's funny because you're picturing this woman and her sister went through like punishing decades of like athletic
Kicking
drudgery,
butt.
to become like such amazing tennis players. And she said, sometimes I get really down and feel like, man, I can't do this. It's that same negative attitude I have on the court sometimes, and I try to change that, but no one talks about the low moments, the pressures that you feel, the incredible let down every time you hear the baby cry.
That's not true.
She
Everyone
says,
feels that.
She says, I've broken down. I don't know how many times. The emotions are insane. And it's like, honey, there's not a person with ovaries right now that's not going, sweetheart.
Dads are there with you.
Totally.
Right.
This is totally normal.
And you're totally unprepared for it. There's no manual.
There's no way around that.
And everyone has suggestions for you, even the people you hate.
It's so sad though, hearing how earnest she is. Like, I really feel down. It's like, no,
It's a hard thing.
it is. It's incredibly
It's a hard thing,
It's
especially the
overwhelming.
first.
Yeah.
I would imagine if you have a family with 8 kids, by the time they 8, it's like
It's a little better.
survive on your own.
I'm just lucky.
He's one. Yeah.
I'm just lucky we had the twins first because it's like I didn't know any difference. So it could
Right.
have been harder. It could have not. Who knows?
Right.
Going back to the sexual misconduct situation again.
We going back?
Yeah, we are because
All right.
it's James Franco now. He just won for Best Picture at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
On Sunday. Ironically, he was also wearing one of the Me Too movement, the Time's Up buttons. You can see it right there.
Right.
He's there with his brother, thinking that's beautiful. Well, except for one problem. He's got several complaints from actresses, including Ali Sheedy and Sarah Kaplan, who said,
What?
no, he sexually harassed us. Ali Sheedy just tweeted, James Franco just won. Please never ask me why I left the film and TV business. And he claims I have no idea what happened, and he says I'm here to listen, and okay. But then another actress spoke up and said, hey, James Franco, nice Time's Up pin at the Golden Globes. Remember a few weeks ago when you told me the full nudity you had me do in 2 of your movies for $100 a day wasn't exploitative because I signed a contract to do that? And then
This just happened.
yeah, and then a third person, Violet Paisley, also said, well, it's pretty graphic, so I won't. But he kept going, I have no idea, and I'm here to listen, and I can talk, and whatever you want to do. But I would also like to...
Last week, she said, right?
Yeah, and the New York Times just canceled a Times Talk event with Franco and his brother because they were scheduled to discuss the movie.
Right.
And ordinarily, okay, we're back to 3 again, and they were all pretty serious.
Right.
And they're all good, credible actresses. But
Right.
the clincher for me, though, is that you may or may not remember this. In 2014, he had to admit that he asked a 16-year-old girl out because she showed a series of tweets. She was here from Australia with her mom.
Okay, there we go.
And it was like, dude, don't wear the button, okay? At least don't pretend you're sensitive and caring, because that's
Right.
not the case at all. But don't wear the button,
That's sad.
right? It was just creepy.
So what should he do?
Well,
There's the question. What should he do?
I would suggest go away.
It just happened.
Actually,
this last one just happened.
Ali Sheedy actually said, I think it would be hard for you to do recompense for what you've done to all of us. She said,
Right.
But maybe you could donate all the proceeds to the disaster artist to a women and children's center. I somehow don't picture that happening, but it would be a nice start.
It's a great idea. Does it excuse him?
No. And I was not planning on seeing the movie because of my stance on him, but that, actually, that would be a rather magnificent thing. He worked very hard on the film. It was well received.
Right.
Imagine what you could do for the movement that you were the button for, James Franco, if you donated all the money from it to a battered women and children's center.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
won't.
Richard, your eggs are ready. Come and get them.
Save me a couple of pancakes. Okay, let's head to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, and she is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, you will find out there's some amazing mortgage options, and you can get it done within a month, and you don't have a ton of fees, and you can do it with a credit score as low as 600. Mortgage is made simple. Also by the Vein Clinic. If you go to theveinclinic.com, book an appointment for the Riverton location. I just had my leg done there, and it is nothing like it used to be. It can be pain-free, and you'll see results, and it looks great within like a day or two. And also by Black Diamond Experts. They are experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. You can go to blackdiamondexpert.com for more information. Daisy, my dear, what's going on?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making national and world news headlines Friday, January 12th on Gephardt Daily. A Bangladeshi immigrant accused in the attempted suicide bombing in a New York City subway station last month has been indicted on federal terrorism charges. Akayed Ullah, 27, botched the attempt, injuring himself during the holiday season attack in a passageway near the Port Authority bus terminal in Midtown Manhattan. Wednesday, a federal grand jury returned a 6-count indictment against Ullah that includes use of a weapon of mass destruction, providing material to support Islamic State, and bombing a place of public use. Gas prices might get to $3 per gallon, and the current rally in oil prices will kick into overdrive if President Trump denies a waiver on Iranian sanctions, experts said. Trump decides Friday whether or not to waive oil-related sanctions for Iran, according to the terms of the UN-backed agreement that extend relief to Iran in exchange for commitments to scale back its nuclear research program. Such a decision would jeopardize the nuclear arrangement, supported by the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, plus Germany. And a California runner is training to break a Guinness World Record by running the entirety of the Boston Marathon while facing backward. Lauren Zitumersky, an experienced runner, said he's planning to run all 26.2 miles of the Boston Marathon while facing backward in order to raise money for the Epilepsy Foundation of Greater Los Angeles. Zitumersky, whose brother Brian died of epilepsy-related causes at the age of 7, said he's also aiming to break a Guinness World Record by finishing the marathon with a time under 3 hours, 43 minutes, and 39 seconds. And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by our friendly sponsors at Brea Technologies, home to Utah's top audiovisual specialists. Temperatures will remain in the familiar zone for the next few days, with highs in the mid-40s and lows in the mid to high 20s. It also doesn't look like any snow is in the forecast anytime soon. That's it for now. For more news from across the nation and around the world, go to GephartDaily.com. For now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, welcome back. It's the Todd and Erin morning stream, and I just wanted to tell you about Black Diamond Experts for a minute because they are experts. The nice thing about this is there's literally nothing in your house that they can't fix for you. There's electric, plumbing, heating, air. They're there for all of it. And the nice thing is once you get the bid, that's what you pay. There's no sneaky overages or last-minute charges. They stick with what they did. They're reliable. And the nice thing is if you need them 24/7, they will come. They're great at disasters. I'm sure they're not enjoying this raw sewage in your basement any more than you are, but they will come in and they will take care of it and make sure it's fixed for you, even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You can go to blackdiamondexpert.com for more information and write their number on your good guy list. It's 801-207-7976. All right, I know this is going to stun you, honey. Stun you, but there is a University of Utah study that has just come out about chores in the home. Mm-hmm. Now, I would like to point out that Todd not only does all the cooking, he does most of the kitchen cleaning, too. He is my hero. But
That's what makes me sexy.
according to a newly released University of Utah study, unless a married woman has a severe health impairment, she still shoulders 70% of household chores, whether or not she works outside of the house.
70%?
Yeah. What they said, Claudia Geist, she's one of the assistant professors, she said, one thing we found that even when people don't have external demands on time, maybe the men don't have as many responsibilities, the women are still the ones, it's still gendered in that women will take over at least 70% of the chores.
Now, what was the thing you said at the beginning about medical or something?
Unless the person was like impaired, they said that the only change they really saw was when there was like serious health problems with the woman. Health, not mental.
Oh.
Physical
Okay.
health.
Okay. 70% of all the work.
70% of the work is
You
inside
do
the home
you do
is
all
done.
the laundry. You do all the folding of the laundry.
I clean the rest of the
You
house. I
clean
clean the
house.
toilets.
Oh, you thought I was.
ball
Oh,
out the-
you just thought I was shortchanging you. I wasn't even done with the list.
You don't have to do the list. It's all right. But thank you for noticing it. Thank you. I just want to point this out to you, women, that in case you do wonder if it really is split evenly. No, it's not. It was still really you.
Do some men do it? Their share?
Some men do.
You're patronizing me.
All right, when we come back, the no pants Trax ride. It's a lot of fun. The Todd and Erin morning stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink and McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com.
All right, welcome back.
I'm the stupidest person in North America. I literally just picked this up off the grill and I tried to take a bite out of it and I went, ow, that's hot. All right, let's just move past it, shall we? Tell them about No Pants Day. No. Mass transit, No Pants Day.
Yeah, the one. Started in 2002. Started in the States. This comedy group. Oh, by the way, this is the European way to flip a pancake.
Is that really what you're going with?
I'm going with the back side of the spatula. The back side, see? The back side. And just
Fancy.
twinking it like that. It's this comedy group. Band started doing this thing, and they said, wouldn't it be really funny? And they made a film on it. Wouldn't it be really funny if we all got on the subway with no pants on?
Just one day, completely straight-faced, like,
And
sure,
just
that's what we're
wear our
doing.
boxers. The tighties are a bit much. But the women have joined in, and so it's officially.
And everybody keeps a completely straight face, like this is just completely normal.
Just gets on the subway and then gets off, and it's just like that's the way it works.
Now, we don't have a subway here in Utah, but
You could do the train.
Several intrepid people actually participated in No Pants Day by riding Trax in their boxers.
On the 8th.
And it was a little chilly, and so I really respect their commitment to that effort.
Montreal gets the award. Those men and women get the award because it was 0. And I want you to think of, especially if you're wearing briefs, to sit on one of those fiberglass chairs.
I think it would meld you right into it, wouldn't it?
I also think you'd be the last person anybody sat in that chair because of you and your undies.
I'm good. I'm going to stand over here. Now, my next question is, why did the comedy group select such an unfortunate date for this? Wouldn't this have been better, like, if you'd done this in June?
Because it drips with irony. I don't know. They just chose it. Maybe they couldn't wait till spring. Maybe the spirit within them was moved, and they were.
In other words, they needed a bit really fast, and they needed it by that weekend, and that sounded funny.
Someone goes, I have pants. I could take them off.
Well, nonetheless,
I could get on mass transit.
No, it still worked, and now it's a national movement, so they did something right.
It's big in New York, actually. In New York, it's very common. So I think it's funny.
This is such a cool story. If you're already up in the mountains, you're already skiing, maybe you cross country, maybe you downhill ski, maybe you backcountry ski.
Right.
NASA needs you.
Now, okay, just stop here for a second. All right, so you're going, okay, I'm backcountry skiing.
Or if you're a snowmobiler.
And NASA wants me. What?
This is so cool.
All right, go ahead.
What they're asking for is if you've got a smartphone and a measuring stick, they send you the app, and what they want you to do is measure snowpack in the backcountry locations as you're going along.
And using your GPS to mark it.
Now, the cool thing about that, they can then calculate how much water is going to end up in the region's rivers and reservoirs, and,
right.
and it tracks like maybe flooding data and potential for these different things. And they say the early results have been great. The initial model shows that they call it citizen science is doing an amazing job of improving their simulations for the weather. And they said that they basically make a snow water equivalent,
right.
and that it's really, really easy for you to do. All they basically do is send you the app, the measuring stick, and the instructions, and then as you're going along and you're just doing what you do, you pop in and you see where on the app that they need some tracking, and if you're in that area, then you can do the measurements for them.
Plus the fact that we have people who do that, the professional paid people, but they only can do a certain amount. You know, they can't.
Well, yeah.
They can't do way up where people cross-country ski through big valleys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're kind of limited. So this opens it up.
I like citizen science.
Right.
I want to be a citizen scientist.
Should get a beret, don't you think? It sounds like Buckaroo Banzai.
That's very hard to
me.
fit on top of your snowmobile helmet, but I guess you could try.
It sounds like Buckaroo Banzai. It's like the Power Rangers of sorts. Yeah. All right.
We've been talking about the cold snap down
gosh.
along the East Coast and down in the South, where it's just like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, talking about freezing temperatures in Florida is like, are you high? That could never happen. Apparently, you would be wrong.
Let me give you just a little background on this. This takes place in North Carolina. There's a rescue group down there, and they have certain critters. And then the freezing weather came through, and some of the critters weren't ready for it. But they also were prepared for it prehistorically. You know what I mean? Okay, let's watch. By the way,
The lizard brain took over.
we'll see you later. We'll see you Monday morning right here on the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on GetPartDaily.com.
Have a wonderful weekend. Hot out.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Swamp Park here in Ocean Isle, North Carolina. We're doing an update on all of our rescued alligators that we've got and how they're doing in the melting ice. And we got one of our guys right here. I wanted to get a little bit closer for you. Last video we did was a little bit far away. This gives you a little bit more of an idea how they're doing. You can see those teethers there with that nose hanging out. Just hanging out in the water there. You can see it starting to melt around the old nostrils there. There he is, breaking through the ice. Look at those teeth. Pretty amazing. We got a bunch of American alligators out here. And this is the time of year when they're just hanging out and waiting for it to get warm. Come check us out, folks. We're here at the Swamp Park here in Ocean Isle, North Carolina.